Clearly, I know what to do. Welcome. Sit back, relax, don't snort too loudly. Take in what you need, ignore the rest. In any event, use this time to clear your heart and mind and let God in. Thomas Merton wrote, "The more you try to avoid suffering, the more you suffer. And if you are yourself at peace, then there is at least some peace in the world. Then share that peace with everyone, and everyone will be at peace." But peace, as evidenced by the tangible turmoil in our world today, and in our lives personally, can be such an elusive and evasive thing. Finding peace in our own lives can seem like an impossible task, much less answering the call to take peace out into the world as a whole. St. Francis of Assisi is credited with writing the following prayer, which has haunted me in a good way ever since I sang a version of it in college. "Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. O divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life." St. Francis challenges us to resist the forces of maliciousness and negativity with a spirit of generosity, kindness, and goodwill. This simple prayer shows us a way to find true happiness and peace through practicing basic human goodness. In the Beatitudes in Matthew, we learn that it is in doing for others that we shall be rewarded, that in our suffering we will find grace. In Romans, we are taught to do good and be good, for it is through that that we shall know the true grace of God, to help others, to think of others, to put our needs aside for the greater good, to truly do unto others. We are taught to embrace our anguish and our hardships, and use that understanding and endurance to help ease the suffering of others. It is in this way that we can truly find the grace and peace of our God. We all have our moments of "why me?" or hours, or days, or weeks, or months, or years. We all have our times when we cry out in anger and frustration. We rage and rail against the storm that our lives seem to be. We scream at heaven. We scream at God. Go ahead. Shout and rage. God can take it. It's okay. Why me? Why should I get a speeding ticket when that other guy was going so much faster than I was? Why do I have such money problems when I work so hard? Why can't I get my computer to work right? Why can't I stop worrying? Why do I have to be sick? Why did fill in the blank have to die? Why doesn't anybody listen to me? Why can't I catch a break? Why doesn't anybody understand? Why can't I let it go? Why can't I ever get ahead? Why am I so unmotivated? Why don't I have what he has? Why me? Why me? Why me? Do you ever get an answer? I know I haven't. We always seem to question God and his plan for us the most when things aren't going the way we feel they ought to be going. Yesterday marked a year since Ken texted me out of the blue, changing my life forever for the better. I'm so grateful I can't even put it into words. He brings me such a calm sense of peace and harmony, such love, such respect, such appreciation. I miss him when he's not with me, and I look forward to seeing him when he's gone. He works so hard, not just for me, but for his kids, his family, his friends as well. We are all so lucky to have him. He is generous to a fault, giving and kind beyond measure. The world needs more people like him. So why me? I don't know how I got so lucky, or what I did right to deserve both him and my sister. When I tell people about Fran, they're jealous and tell me they wish they had a sister like her. Everyone should be so lucky. Between Ken and Fran, I know that I'll be cared for and loved forever. And all my friends and the rest of my biological and my church family. I am truly, completely blessed. When I'm having difficult or down times, like nowish, for example, I must remember to step back and look at the good and ask why me about that. It's so much easier said than done. But our cries of why me can be about the positive things in our lives as well. However, more often than not, we are so self-focused on the negative to be able to see all of the good that surrounds us. Why me? Why not me? Of course, we'd all like to be rich and happy and healthy. To go home each night from our perfect and satisfying jobs to our happy and healthy families and our big, expensive, paid-for homes. We'd love to be able to finish each day with a satisfied sigh and a good laugh, like the end of a family-friendly sitcom. Why can't we all have that? The American dream. The house with the white picket fence, 2.5 kids, a dog and a cat that get along, a happy goldfish, a minivan, a substantial pension, a plan. I personally settle for a plan or direction of any kind at this moment. Instead of screaming to the heavens and shaking our fists at God, let us give thanks for our burdens. Maybe getting a ticket slowed us down enough to avoid an accident that we would have gotten in if our timing were 2 minutes different. Maybe our grief is simply proof of the joy that those relationships brought to our lives. Maybe our problems are simply lessons and exercises in humility and grace. Maybe they are meant to show us how truly strong we are, and in turn, how strong we can be for others. Let us learn not to scream out, why me, when we can simply give thanks for what it is and say, why not me? If it were that simple, we'd all be set. It's a long process of acceptance and grace, of being humble, of being grateful, of being forgiving, of both ourselves and of others. That's what I was just thinking. Practicing being kind, being the kind of people we wish we were, the kind of people that God calls us to be. I know, I'm just bringing that up. Why me? Why can't I see the plan? Thomas Merton wrote, "You do not need to know precisely what is happening or where it is all going. What you need is to recognize the possibilities and challenges offered by the present moment and to embrace them with courage, faith, and hope. Trust me. Well, trust God. There is a plan. To be made instruments of His peace. To sow love, pardon, faith, hope, peace, light, and joy. To console, to understand, to love, to give, to forgive, to live in a way that will lead us to an ultimate perfect life with God in heaven. Why not me? As I'm writing this part, I am in bed, listening to the morning birds' excited songs, then the cooing bleats of the mourning doves joining in the chorus. I've been awake since before dawn, but I actually enjoy being up this early because I get to hear the birds. I wrote these haiku when I woke up. Open the windows, that I may hear morning birds chirp to greet the day. Excited twitters express praises to the sun, renewed hope of dawn. Today, let us try to carry the peace of the early morning birds throughout the day. Let us try to channel their excitement for the start of a new day, a new beginning, a renewed hope. Let us hold the optimism of children in our hearts and radiate that to others. Let us seek, find, experience, and appreciate the joy in our lives. Let us find acceptance and serenity in all that we do today. Let us simply be and be well, and do good. Let others have their days and lives be lifted and improved, simply by our presence and attitudes. Let our negativity float away as we attempt to bring our internal happiness, no matter how deeply buried it may be, out into the world as a whole. Let us elevate the spirit of at least one of our fellow human beings, for it is in that sharing that we shall be elevated also. Thomas Merton reminds us we do not exist for ourselves. So why not me? Why not us? Let us strive to live our lives as God calls us to live. Let us use our suffering and struggles to sow seeds, as small as a mustard seed, of love and grace. Let us truly do unto others as we would have them do unto us. Today, make the decision to assure that through our mindful and caring thoughts and actions, that all shall be well, and all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well. Not just for ourselves and our state of why me, but for all other children of God. Let us pray. Today, Lord, let us not ask, why me? Let us help to see and feel that we are worthy of bearing the burdens that we have in our lives, and that we are able to use our faith and your grace to make the lives of ourselves and others better. Lord, let us be instruments of your peace, Let us strive to console, to understand, to love, to give, to party. Lord, let us learn to forgive ourselves and others, for we are flawed beings, but we are yours. Use us as messengers of your peace in this world and the next. Amen.